Greetings and salutations, Internet. Welcome to the We Succ Podcast, episode number 4. Today's episode proudly brought to you by Beaverberry's Hardwood Emporium and Tree Farm, where we only give the hardest wood to the hardest customers. Be sure to be on the lookout for their holiday specials coming up soon. With the holidays coming up again, that's Beaverberry's Hardwood Emporium and Tree Farm. And on episode number 4, hosting today, it's your boy. It's Casual. With me today, I have.
Go hard or go home, right? Hey, it's Georgia.
The only wood I like is hard. Hey, it's Schmear.
I'm all for the tree farms. I'm Cole. I'm
all about it, man. All about it.
Oh, it's so great. Beaverberries. Shout out to them for being a good sponsor.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do in my studio apartment with a 7-foot tree, but they sent me one, so I've got one.
I've got a big backyard.
There you go.
I'm sure your guys are on the way.
I'll just shave off some of my ceiling.
Yeah.
He'll do that.
If you're going to do the holidays right, you got to do some damage to your house, right?
Exactly.
Holes in walls, lights where they're not supposed to go, all sorts of,
lights in the holes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. All sorts of danger.
Shout out to that time we had a light bulb go out, and when we were replacing it, a pine needle fell in there, and it was pretty sparks.
Ooh. I bet. Anytime you light a tree on, Christmas tree on fire, or any sort of pine tree, anything with pine. I remember I had a friend back in elementary school. He had a gigantic fire pit behind his house, and we would always light their tree. Like, they would save it for the summer, and we'd light it. And that was probably like one of the highlights every year, was getting to burn the Christmas tree, because it was just so cool. Because you get like the pine needles, like they've all like dried, so you can see like all the way down the tree. But because it's pine and because it's those needles, it lights so fast. Like, you can see like down this like barrel of fire. So cool. My inner pyro was so happy.
See, ever since I turned, I was 15 when I got my license, and ever since then, every year that we had a Christmas tree, it was like middle of January, middle of February, because it's Montana, a lot of snow on the ground. You don't really want to go do anything in the snow, especially drive. My mom would just be like, all right, go deal with this. And I just drag this like old dried out tree out, throw it in the bed, and like just haul ass to the dump. Just go up and pay the guy $3, like, we got this, and just throw it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. We never did like real trees growing up. I always had a fake one. We did a real tree one year, and I just remember it being a complete mess. And my parents complaining about the needles on the floor all the time, and like worrying about the cats getting into it and stuff. I don't remember what
they do that,
but it would have been fun to light it up.
And see, no, I was the same way. I never had I had fake trees until I was 11. 11's about when you're in 5th grade, right? Like 11, 12.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we moved to when we moved to Montana from Vegas, my mom and dad were like, "All right, we're getting a real tree." My mom got pneumonic our first Christmas in Montana because she fell into a river in the snow. They went out to cut down their own tree. My mom's like, "Never again." They still got real trees, but they would just go buy one. But my mom refused to go out to get a tree from the mountains ever since that one.
I mean, that's a valid reasoning.
Yeah, that's.
I know that's one of my favorite parts about the holidays, is like just out of the prep work part of it anyway. Is there's this awesome tree farm. It's a good hike from where I live. I think it's like at least a good hour. But they have like, it's just like acres and acres and acres of trees. They have a bunch of different types of trees. So I know some people like ones that are, that smell better, or like a certain color, because I know some of them are more like a mint or like an emerald green, opposed to some of like the more full pines that you see. But probably the coolest part is they have like, you go to like the main like lodge places where they'll like tie everything up. You can get hot chocolate and ornaments, and you pay for your tree there. They've got really good hot chocolate. but probably the coolest part is you get on just basic like flatbed carts, like the taller ones, but they're pulled by Clydesdales.
Ooh.
Cool.
Yeah. It's like the coolest fucking thing. I'll have to take some pictures this year. We'll get them posted at some point. So if you are listening to this podcast later, make sure to check out all of our social media for all of the random pictures that'll be happening coming up here soon, because I know we have a lot of interesting stuff coming up.
Links in the description to where you can.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Always check out the link dump. If you're listening to this and you've listened to a couple, always check out the link dump. It's fun. We put fun stuff in
if there's something we bring up that we feel like you should see, it's gonna be in the link dump.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there'll be lots of pictures of Clydesdales in this one because they are fucking massive.
That's awesome.
No,
They are.
all the commercials. It's like, okay, like it's a big horse. Horses are big. No, they're fucking massive.
No, I saw one
in the wild
before.
Fuck that.
So
I'm not going anywhere near it.
The thing is, like, I'm a big person. I'm tall, and it's like, horses are big, but they're still like an average size average size horse is still taller. An average size person. What's
average size person is an average size horse, guy.
No, but average size horses are apparently a lot of them I'm still too tall for to like ride them comfortably.
Oh no.
I met the Budweiser Clydesdale horses, like the ones that are always in the commercials. Those things are fucking huge, and I love them. I want
those
7.
are the ones that I've met.
They're so amazing.
Yeah, they're massive.
I've never seen a Clydesdale in person. Seen a lot of types of horses.
They're so pretty.
They're impressive. I mean, other than just being pretty, they're just impressive because you're like, how does a creature like when you see like elephants and polar bears and stuff like that when you go to the zoo, it's like, oh, okay, you're like way off in the distance. Whereas like if it's a Clydesdale, like there's a decent chance that like you'll be able to literally walk right up and touch them, and
like
it's
get up close and personal to something. I'm like, with that much stature.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like the like 5 to 10 or 12-year-olds that are that are coming there with their parents, and they're just like looking straight up at these things. I'm going, I'm like way bigger than you, and I'm still like, holy fuck. It's amazing.
It's horses. Clydesdales are incredible. I fucking love horses in general. Just I've always like found them to be really interesting animals. And Clydesdales are probably my favorite, just because of their stature.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. I'd like unicorns.
Oh my god, yes, I love unicorns.
Unicorns are amazing.
Unicorns are good. What about Pegasus?
Yes.
Dude,
I was like absolutely
better.
like such a unicorn phase in like middle school.
You get,
like young girl horse phase.
I don't want to go too far with this whole pony thing.
I was here for the unicorns.
Listen, without going down, Avenue Schmear over here to whatever sort of kink land you got going on that we're not talking about on the podcast.
I am not talking about that.
You were the one who was talking about not wanting to go to horses. So, okay.
I don't want to talk about ponies for other reasons. I have a dark past. Anyways.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Okay. Now that we've skipped past that, no, there was this there's this picture that I have on my phone, and we'll have to get this posted in the link dump because I fucking love it. It's obviously it's some sort of like outdoor like concert or like event or something like that. It's this dude who's in basically like a unicorn costume. He's got like the fur, like almost knee-length boots. He's got unicorn tights, no shirt, and like one of those unicorn, like basically like a hooded hat, or it's just like the unicorn like on his head. I was like, yes, this is like, dude, honestly, if I could fucking wear this.
Yeah.
I hope to be able to like assemble that at some point so that way I can wear that on a stream because yes.
Oh my god.
Like, fucking amazing.
Next step from casual cat boy is casual unicorn.
Listen, I'm gonna have they're gonna be fucking all of the I'm just gonna have all sorts of random animal costumes that
casual do.
Dude.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I'm all about it.
Kind of
I was thinking
considering Schmear's new game of choice.
I mean, listen, you can feed me and keep me in a cage all you want. As long as I'm fed and I have room to run, I'm good. Hell, I don't have to pay bills. Fuck it. I'm all about that.
I'm
Just
not
sleep
about
all
that.
day. Sleep all day, man. I'd be good with that.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oof.
Yeah. Sleeping all day would be fantastic.
I mean, yeah, that would
Oh
be
my
great.
God,
I'd love
please.
that, but
Yes.
Like zoo life doesn't sound that bad when you put it that way.
Yeah.
Lord knows that if there's one group of people that will always be the first to be like, all the sleep, it's us, because none of us have a good sleep schedule.
You are correct. Yeah.
no, we don't.
I will say,
I really try. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. The most depressing part about backstory real quick. For my birthday, which is in February. So I've had it almost a year now. I got a Fitbit because I've always wanted it, and I'm not good at getting out necessarily and like timing my exercise or really like watching steps or things like that. So it's been nice to have so that way I can monitor that and like heart rate and stuff like that, along with like some other apps and stuff like that. I've actually been able to get in much better shape, especially since I do a lot of cosplay and things like that. It's nice to have. One of the things it tracks if you're wearing it at night is how much you sleep and how restful that sleep is. If there is one part of that app that I could do without, it's this damn app telling me in big fucking numbers, you got no sleep. I'm like, I know. It's noon and I've had 2 cans of Monster. I know I didn't get sleep. Please, you don't.
I would never try any of those things.
I use my phone to keep track of it just because for work I walk around a lot, and a lot of the workers the workers at the store I'm a guard at, they'll ask me, it's like, how many steps, how many miles, and I forgot until one of them reminded me that the iPhone tracks it. And as I'm looking, I'm like, it says it has a sleep thing. My phone's picked up that I normally get about 6 hours of sleep, and I like every time I open it, it just says like 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, 2 hours of sleep, 1 hour. What the hell is wrong with you?
Wait, phones track that?
So the way I figure it tracks it is what the time you set it down and quote going to bed, and the time you first pick it up after or like at night is when it tracks your sleeping.
Yeah, I see that wouldn't be accurate for me because my phone is normally like down long before I ever fall asleep.
Yeah.
And see, mine would be that way, but I use mine as my alarm clock, so that's like right before I go to bed. I always make sure my alarms are on.
Oh yeah, no, I do the same thing, but then what I do is to fall asleep. I'm one of those people. I'm an absolute city kid. Like I need noise. Like I need I need like a dark room, but like random like lights and stuff like that, just to be kind of bleeding through the curtains.
Yeah. I like to have something going on in the background, some kind of noise or something.
Oh yeah,
can't be complete silence or I won't fall asleep.
Oh no, like I'll sit there and like I'll like just hear shit and I get fucking paranoid. I'm like, this is not right. This is not right. But yeah, no, I remember like the place I've always slept the best was my ex had a place when she was in college that was like across the street in like 2 parking lots from an active railroad track. And there was a crossing not too far. I don't know what it was, but because it was so regular, every time I would stay over there, like it would be the same time every night. I would pass the fuck out. I was out and dead to the world. Like there were times where she was literally like shaking me to get me awake. For whatever reason, it completely lulled me to sleep. I don't know what it was. Oh yeah.
That's great.
It's like ever since then, like it's been like, okay, like I do definitely need noise because otherwise, I'm like, it's just weird.
Yeah, I'm like that in most things. Like I need some kind of noise in the background to sleep, and usually when I'm doing work or anything, I can't just have that one thing on. I have to have music on or a podcast in the background, like something else for the part of my brain I'm not using to focus on. So that way, the main part of my brain can focus on the task at hand.
Oh yeah, like shout out to streams though, because
Yeah,
I love putting
streams
those
are
on.
amazing.
If I didn't have a data cap, I would do it more often. But
Oh yeah. Rip.
yeah, because my internet has a data cap. But yeah, no, dude, my favorite is Bob Ross.
I used to do the same thing.
Oof. That
I would
sounds
just
really
put on
nice.
Bob Ross, and then I would be gone. I would wake up,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like my brothers or my mom would walk into my room or something when I was still living at home, and because I bartended normally before they got up for school, I had to be on my way out because I opened the bar. And in Montana, we opened our bar at 8 o'clock in the morning just because why not? We could.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
so I'd be waking up, getting ready, and my mom would come in to like wake up my brothers, and she'd open my door because she just hears noise, and she's like, "Why the hell are you watching Bob Ross?"
It's
My mom made
soothing.
fun of me for it so much.
No, I totally get it.
It's like a consistent. Here, I think for me, it always has to do with it's especially something like that. Like I know on nights when like my brain just won't shut off. It's like it's a consistent volume. It's a consistent set of noises. It's not gonna. The audio isn't gonna peak randomly. It isn't gonna do anything crazy, and it's just his voice is soothing. So it's like the combination of all of those will actually like keep me asleep. Whereas like other streamers that I watch, it's like randomly people start yelling, or there'll be like a bunch of gunshots and stuff like that, and it's like okay,
or like a really loud cheer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bob Ross has definitely got that like cadence that makes you want to relax and just kind of chill out, and like everything's okay.
Chill as fuck.
Oh, sounds so
lie.
calming. I like Bob Ross.
One of my biggest goals for like something that I want that's just like things you want for no reason. At one point in my life, I want an original Bob Ross painting to hang up in wherever I'm living.
That'd
Those
be
things
awesome.
are super expensive though.
Yeah, I bet they are.
So expensive.
It's so cool though. Like it's
like it'd be so cool to have one.
Yeah. No, we used to, in one of the art rooms in my high school, a lot of the art kids, especially the AP art students, when it would get near finals time, we would try to like summon the energy of Bob Ross to like guide us. So we had like a little pentagram like back by the kiln with like paintbrushes, like pictures of Bob Ross on it.
Fucking iconic.
Yeah, I mean just any of that good, calming, positive, happy accident energy all around us.
And today, kids, we're gonna beat the devil out of the pentagram. Continue to
beat the devil out of it.
There's your ASMR portion of the We Succ podcast.
We want to get into that because I can.
No, we're not.
No,
I don't. Listen. That phase has passed to a certain extent.
You've missed your opportunity.
I'm listen.
I'll allow 20 seconds maximum per podcast. More than that, cut off.
That wasn't 20 seconds.
I said maximum.
We're being cut off.
Rip. Getting chopped.
Not have it.
So anyone have anything random happen during Halloween? Since as we're recording this, about a week past Halloween at this point.
Yeah, fully into Thanksgiving season, which is clearly the season and that everyone's in the holiday mood for.
Yeah, absolutely. No one skips straight to Christmas. No,
definitely not. Never.
Nobody does that here.
I worked on, or no, I didn't work on Halloween. I worked the day before Halloween, and that was kind of weird because it's just a mall with a bunch of kids. The day before Halloween, there was people in masks, and it was just like, it was really weird to sit around and see. Because like every now and then I get a call, and it's like I don't know if this guy's being shady or if he's just playing the character.
Oh yeah, that'd
be weird.
Around Halloween time.
Yeah. And other than that, I don't think I ran into anything random during Halloween. I did turn 20 between the recording and the last podcast, though. That was right before Halloween, so that was cool.
Hey-o.
Yee. I didn't leave the house during Halloween.
Sounds about right.
If I recall
correctly. Hold on. We need to give the audience about 3 seconds for everyone to be surprised. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I just stayed inside and played video games all day.
If I remember correctly,
whose name in our internal Discord server right now is the guy who sleeps a lot.
Oh, please.
It's so shocking.
If I recall correctly, didn't we stream from the Dream Team Suck channel on Halloween?
I think we did.
I think we did.
I don't think a lot of us did much on Halloween.
I don't really remember that stream.
I don't
actually.
I'm pretty sure we did stream. I don't quite remember what it was.
I think it was probably Siege, to be honest with you.
Probably.
Sounds about right.
I mean, we're getting to the point where we're at least one team member, if not multiple team members, are streaming pretty much every night. And I know that it's, and that's something that we definitely enjoy. I know as far as edited content, like there isn't going to be as much, but I think for a lot of the stuff that we do, it's so much funnier to just kind of let it hang out there in a stream, because we're a lot quicker.
Yeah.
We have a lot more of that like quick wit that's really good. And I know the more that we do it and the more it becomes a regular thing, that's kind of where our groove is going as of recording this.
And I think, that quick wit, and it's also partially because everyone's so busy in this time of year that we don't have enough time to like sit down and play something and then spend the time editing it, which is why I feel like our member Lee, he's really into, like, he really wants to do stream highlights. And I think it'd be a good idea because we have so many great moments during our streams, just because it's so off the cuff.
Yeah, he's got one out there right now that, I mean, it's absolutely hilarious.
That was amazing. That was a great night.
I have never been kicked out of a game so fast by the game itself. Like, if you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it. Because
definitely. We can put that in the link dump. We're calling our little highlight videos just to sip videos, so we'll probably have those out every now and then.
Yeah,
get them going.
Lee did a great job editing that too.
Lee
It just
doing a great
like
job
all of a sudden, what just happened? But
it was great. That was a stream I missed, and so even me, like as a member, I enjoy the little highlight clips too for when I can't be there because I'm working or doing preoccupied in other ways during streams. Then I can go back and watch all these wonderful, hilarious moments that you guys have.
I heard the next one's going to be infinitely more cat. There's probably going to be a lot more cat, honest.
Yes, I've heard a lot
so much cat.
This cat cam. I'm very excited to see the highlights.
Yes.
Miss Poppy was
best cat.
Iconic.
Poppy
oh my god! If you guys didn't know, Casual's cat is the cutest thing in the world.
She is. She's amazing.
She's also really not camera shy.
No, not at all. Like, she just didn't give a fuck. She's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be in your lap. That's just how that's gonna work.
Good, great. Give me all the Poppy all the time.
All the Poppy all the time. Come to my stream, not for me, but for my cat.
I mean,
welcome to the We Poppy podcast.
Exactly. Exactly. Queen of the team, right there. Queen of the team.
For real.
We established today she's the leader of this team.
Poppy is the leader. Shy is clearly second in command.
Absolutely.
Yes. Shy is also pretty great.
She's just looking at a wall right now.
See, iconic. I love.
I just turn around to look at her, and she's just sitting on my bed looking at a wall.
Shia provides that just relatable content. Ugh.
Yeah. Yep. Just staring at a wall, as you do.
That's what I'm doing right now.
And then she flinched the second I touched her. And now she's happy.
There you go.
And now she's trying to eat my hand.
Yeah, that's how cats are, though. Like, cats will sit there and, like, meow and paw at you until you start petting them, and after about 30 seconds, you're bleeding.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they want to play.
Mm-hmm.
That's
they
what
want
I've always
attention,
been that
but
way with
only
Poppy.
as much as they want.
Oh, yeah.
The second they're done, it's like...
Yeah, no. As soon as they're over it, and they will clearly...
I'm trying to remove my hand, but her claws are, like, grabbing onto me everywhere. Ow! You can't push me away, but... There we go. She was, like, pushing away my hand, but clawing into my... into my hand at the same time, so she was... tearing my skin.
Make up her mind.
That's awesome.
She's
love
just
it.
a mess right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to animals. They're the best.
Oh hell yeah.
They are too pure for this world.
I'm actually I've brought it up to a few people sometimes when we've been talking outside of the podcast, but I really want an animal because when I moved down here to Texas, I couldn't bring any of my pets, and I'm not in a position to go in now just because I'm in a small studio apartment. But I was originally gonna go get a husky puppy because I fucking love huskies. I've had like 4 or 5 of them throughout my life, and they are the best dogs I've ever had. But those are also really expensive and hard to maintain in Texas because it's especially if they're like one of the ones that naturally grow the thick fur.
Yes.
So they're a lot, they're difficult to maintain, etc. But I think what I'm gonna do is there's a great project I've been doing some research on called the Texas Wolf Dog Project, and all they do is they're a program that takes hybrid breeds that are more mixed breeds between, essentially they're the middle grounds between a wild wolf and a domestic dog. And they're looking for people to sponsor them, to adopt them and give them homes, just something. Just because if they don't, people are going to mistake them for wolves and they're either going to get shot or just be left out. So people are like, this program's really awful. Like, yeah, that's why this program came into existence. They're like, they're not bad dogs. Someone take them.
Oh, that's really cool.
Good dogs.
And I want one so bad. They're adorable.
Aww. Yeah, that sounds like an awesome route to go. Like, if you're going to get a dog anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other night.
Local shelters.
Yeah. Speaking of which, my sister works at an animal shelter.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to your sister.
I might volunteer at this January actually, just because.
Nice.
It's gonna be gonna be fun. I want to. I've always wanted to volunteer there, but I haven't had an excuse to. But like, if I just volunteer the same days that like they're working, I can just go with them in the car.
There you go.
So,
dude,
I'm also
Team Succ stance is adopt.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So much pups. I mean, the other night we were like driving. I was getting Taco Bell, and we were driving home, and there was a puppy like running in the street, and so then we pretty much we tried to like follow it, get it to stop, because again they work at an animal shelter, and it's partially their job to like actually watch for like animals when they live like when they're not even like at their job. So we just like tried to track it, steered it away from major streets because there were like 3 huge streets that it was heading toward.
That's
so we just had to keep like aiming it away from the big streets, and like honking to get cars to like not come near us. It was a lot, and eventually we like it ran into a park, and we tried to like track it down, but we couldn't find it again. So I just hope it's fine, but
I mean, hey, you did what you could, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's you know what? Honestly, it's something like that's better than most people would do. Unfortunately,
Yep.
Yeah.
Some people just, if you see an animal that's hurt, you can do something. Do something. I feel like so many people are discouraged by the stories they hear of like, oh, this cat was terrible, or like, oh, this dog was just. They were just a menace and they wouldn't listen, or but what if they have rabies? And it's like, okay, look, if they run into the street, they're gonna get hurt, like regardless of whether they're just whatever's going on. And people need to understand, if an animal's lashing out at you, it's because either they feel threatened or they're hurt. Like or they're scared. They're not. I don't know of any animal that just gets bored. Well, any lane animal that would normally be around a human population that's just going to get bored and attack you for no reason.
Yeah.
Like it's just especially like a small little cat or a small little dog. Like, dude, just even if you just get them off the main road, like just that alone. Something like that, dude. Good karma. Good karma goes a long way, people.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a right way and a wrong way to go about things. Like, for instance, you see, I feel like it should be good practice to, no matter where you are, spend like 5 minutes looking up your local shelters and like stuff about them for in case you need to call them. But like, if you see a stray cat out, and there's the people that are like, oh, it's a stray cat, I feel so bad for him, they'll buy it food. Which, that's nice and all, but you're still leaving the cat out on its own. Like, call the animal shelters. let them know that there's this cat, or bring it in if you can, because
Yeah.
that helps so much more than just feeding it.
Oh yeah, especially here's the other thing too, especially if they're declawed in the front,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
you can like see that. Absolutely, make sure that they're in shelter because they have no way to defend themselves, or no good way to defend themselves if they're declawed. Also, my personal opinion, I could never declaw a cat.
We never have either. We've never been able to.
No.
Like for a while, I'll admit again, in complete ignorance, I had no idea. I was like, I mean, well, why not? Like if they're an indoor cat, they don't need it. For those of you who don't know, when you declaw a cat, you literally remove front bone of their toes to declaw them.
Yeah, it's
so
not
cutting off their fingers.
Yeah,
it's real
bad. Tell you what, not only is better for the cat, but better for like your furniture and everything. Get a scratch post.
Yeah.
You can get them for like $10. They last you a really, really long time, and everybody's happy.
You can make them for less than that. Just like what we did, because we bought those like scratching boxes, and those are great and all, but eventually they'd get worn out because after so many times using them, especially since my household had 2 cats. And again, we've always refused to declaw a cat. Not like just for the sake that what if they got out. But no, so they'd eventually get so worn. So what we'd do is we'd go to like my mom being the manager of the bar I worked at, she knew they had a bunch of boxes, and we'd go find like the corrugated cardboard boxes that they would ship in the bubbles, and just take some, stick them together with like adhesive around the edges, and make a pile of them. That lasts just as good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
They love them.
Or you can just let your cats like claw up your door frames, and then you can pass it off as like a rustic aesthetic.
There you go. There's that too.
That works.
It's usually the avenue I go down, but I don't care too much about my stuff getting scratched up. I just let her roam.
I mean, yeah, especially like you can't be concerned about a lot of the stuff you have. Like there will always be things where you're like, okay, this means a lot. It's really nice. Like I like having it, like I get that. But to get so bent out of shape about like just a piece of wood that you're gonna remove an animal, like the bones from an animal's foot, like dude,
see,
come on.
What I have right next to me in my apartment is a thing that my mom actually gave to me right before I moved, and it's like a very big thing in my family because my uncle made it when he was in 7th grade wood shop. He made it as a gift for their grandma, and when I take it back, he tried to make a gun rack and it didn't work, so he made a shelf and gave it to my mom. And my mom's had this thing since. She's cherished it. She's gone through like 30 years of her life with it. And so she gave it to me. And so like I kind of understand like being attached to like a furniture object if it's like a family heirloom kind of thing.
Yeah.
Our cats scratch it up. We had a fish tank on it, so our cats would always scratch at the edges. Our dogs would scratch it. It's not that big a deal. Like it's still furniture, even though it is like such a family heirloom. As long as we're not getting rid of it and we can look at it and go, it's here. Is it really that big a deal if like your cat scratches it?
Yeah.
Right.
Once again, you're putting positivity back into the world.
Exactly.
I know that's always an important message here with Dream Team Suck is put positivity back into the world. You can do that
100.
however you want to. I know we've brought up multiple ways over a few podcasts now, but dude, take care of your animals, take care of the environment,
take care of yourself.
Be responsible with exactly.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Be responsible with your Christmas trees. If you're gonna light them on fire, make sure they're in a fire pit and you're not, burning everything down around you.
Also, let your neighbors know so no one calls the fire department.
Fires are fun.
Fires are fun though.
So there's this thing
if you're being safe about them.
So there's this thing I do every year, where I collect a box. Like I get a box and I collect like junk mail and stuff throughout the year.
Yes.
And then the first time it snows, most of the time, I'll just set it on fire in my backyard and watch it.
That's great.
So
yeah, we used to do something sort of like that in high school. Like throughout high school, me and a few of my friends would save all of our papers throughout high school, and then we were like, end of senior year, we're just gonna have a huge bonfire and burn it all. And we did. I had, I think, 3 trash bags full of random papers and assignment. Like I kept every single thing from high school. Most of us had to stack about about the same size, and then we just had like a huge bonfire in my friend's backyard where we just spent hours going through the memories and like looking at old assignments, like, oh, remember that teacher? Oh yeah, we hated her, and like throwing them on the fire. It was really cathartic and great to just get rid of all that and put it all in the past.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, we had
adulthood and
parties.
other beautiful things.
Yeah, we had burn parties every year, like since like middle school, and like it was bad, especially like if you got those like take home workbooks that you got to keep and you didn't have to hand in at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, those were immediately in there. Like you got like CDs popping, you got like the crazy fumes from like all of like the random like glue and weird adhesives that were on your projects. It's like, no, it is all going in the fire.
So yeah, similar story to those, because me and my friends did like the schoolwork bonfire, but my ex, my senior year, she did one of the fucking best things I've ever seen someone do, because every year like they were in the school play, or whether it be like school musical, whatever, because my school would do one play a year because it's a broke school. We couldn't have a big film department, or not film, theater department.
Yeah.
But their senior year, they and a bunch of their friends did their play, and then gathered all their scripts, all their notes, everything. And afterwards, they just threw it all in the pile of a fire, and just like they were burning their scripts. It was iconic. I loved it so much.
That's amazing.
So good.
Oh, I should have done that. I still have all my old scripts. It's still from school. My binder is sitting on my bookshelf.
Burn party.
Burn parties.
Burn party.
We're all going to George's to have burn party.
Awesome.
I mean, hey, I could whip it out and still recite Beauty and the Beast word for word if we needed to.
There you go.
It's there in case that opportunity ever arises.
Your survival depends on you performing Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. It's there.
You survive the entire zombie apocalypse only if you perfectly recite Beauty and the Beast.
I got this shit on lock.
There you go.
I don't doubt it, Georgia.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no.
It might have been freshman year, but I'm pretty sure I remember like at least 75% of it. Just need a quick refresher, and I'm on it.
I was Oliver Warbucks in 5th grade, and I actually still remember some of the lines. Like I remember the songs, but I even still remember some of the lines from that.
So good.
Heck yeah.
And for the record, I was never actually in Beauty and the Beast. I just did lights for it. I still have the script, and I still would perform my own one-woman version in the light booth every single night, just mouthing along.
Of course you would.
There's one song.
Lights for.
There's one song from the Nutcracker that still makes me dance, because I still know the dance. Every time I hear it, it just makes me dance, and I hate it, especially around this time of year, because it's always being played.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, nope.
Just like a Pavlovian response, just start doing it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'll just start tuning changements out of nowhere.
Oh my god, yes. I love it. I have things like that too. Like my the first hip hop dance routine I learned in class when I was in 4th grade, I think. It was to Sierra's Get Up, and every time like I hear that, I just kind of subconsciously start doing it too, because that first routine is just so ingrained in my memory, even though it was so long ago. I'm still busted out.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I have things like that, but they aren't always like plays or like productions or stuff like that I've been in. It's always just either random like memories, or like for me a lot of the times it's like a specific like time of year. Like I'll just kind of like be in like a specific mood because of whatever the time of year is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that.
Oh yeah. I remember it's a lot of it was for me was like for like college, because I know a lot of the time when I was in college I was by myself, so it was like those memories for whatever reason like really like it's not just like what happened, it's like how I was feeling at that time like really stick with me. So I get like flashback to that.
Yeah.
It was a fun time though. Back to the days of like Dollar Jack's pizzas with fucking Taco Bell on top of them, like right as they were about to come out of the oven.
Ooh,
and
that sounds like disgusting in
mozzarella
the
sticks
best
and
way.
spaghetti because it was like, yep, I'm running out of food, so let's just empty everything out before I go to the grocery store again.
Ooh, oh my god, my
I just
life
remembered
right
I
now.
still have nachos because I didn't eat them last night.
What is wrong with you?
Well, I was full.
Oh, there you go. Good excuse.
I mean,
don't be like me. Going back a few moments to taking care of yourself, remember to eat. Don't be like me and getting caught up in doing a million things and then
I had cereal. It's okay. I had cereal earlier. I'm fine.
There was a solid two months where I ate maybe one meal every 3 days, and I'm just like, what? I finally it was like you guys yelling at me and me yelling at Georgia for not eating made me realize, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I not eating? Even if it's not like 3 square meals a day, 1 meal a day is better than
at least
once every 3.
Yeah, I normally
once every
recently
3
I've been eating like a meal a day, pretty much.
It also helps that I suddenly have income now. Like there was a long time when I moved that just like no job would hire me that would pay my bills and give me spending money. So as soon as I had that helped as much. As more than anything else, but
yeah, that's definitely helpful. I think I don't want to say out of everyone, Dream Team Suck. It's probably up there though. I think Cole and I probably are the two that yell at each other about that stuff the most. Because I definitely mother everyone, but I'm always yelling at Cole to like eat and sleep, and then anytime I slip up, Cole's immediately on it and just yells back at me to eat or sleep or do my work. We keep each other in check.
Cole is always there.
We're on the same brain length, Georgia.
Oh, we definitely are. If you're not aware, Cole and I basically have the same brain at this point. We've like picked up each other's speech patterns.
Mind.
Yeah, we say
you were telling me earlier. I picked up your whenever someone says something that even slightly could be construed as a dirty joke, I picked up your and you were telling me earlier you picked up my go on. That I do when I want people to explain.
I've started saying it and I'm like, god damn it, I know it's exactly from Cole and talking to him way too much. Why?
I joined a little bit later. I think I'm probably, out of everyone on Dream Team Suck, I'm probably the newest member. And I, jumping in since most everyone kind of knew each other, like hearing all of this, it's sort of like, okay, so that's where that comes from. Like as far as I've known you guys, that's always been, go on, like all within like seconds. And then now it's like, what, a couple months later, and I had a moment at work. Okay, so there's someone hangs around us a lot where I was just like, I'm sitting there at work, and Margot on our team, Margot has this way of just saying, that's so rude.
So rude.
So rude.
So rude.
I actually...
It's my favorite thing.
Like, so my 9 to 5 it's at a Fortune 100 company. Like, it's a big company. I think the closest person in age to me is like 32 to 34, and I'm currently 27. So, I mean, there's like a good 5 years. So yeah, like anytime I talk about like cosplay or I talk about, playing games, everyone's like, what? But somebody had a moment where like, oh, that was so rude. I'm just under my breath go, that's so rude. At work, I'm like, God,
good.
No. It's slipping into my professional life now. Come on.
We infect you and you will never be the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel so unclean because
I think it's so a lot of us were friends and talked a lot before we technically formed this Dream Team Suck thing, and then Lee brought in Casual from like a different group of friends, so there was kind of like with me, Cole, and Schmear, and Margot, and a few other people in Dream Team Suck, like we had been talking for a few months already and kind of had those speech patterns and like little jokes and stuff, but I mean, Casual fit in immediately.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, like we all
I've left my mark.
really
There's no doubting that.
And like at this point, you're definitely
you've done the same.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you've done the same to us too. At least to me.
You've started so many inside jokes. Like there's one that me and you have that I swear to God, people don't think it's a joke at this point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right, so we're gonna set the stage. We're doing one of our I hate to say patented because it's not actually patented, but one of our multi-streams. So if you've ever been on one of them, oh, definitely signature. But if you've ever been in them, sometimes it'll just be one person and some other voices. Sometimes we'll be playing the same game. But this happened to be one where we were playing different games. Lee and I were playing Destiny 2, and Cole and Schmear, you guys were playing.
So I was waiting for Battlefield 1 to install.
Yeah.
Actually, that's why I was.
And I was just playing Battlefield 1.
Yeah. So there was 3 different games going on, and I was. I'll take setting the stage a little bit from here if you don't mind.
Oh yeah.
Not to cut you off because
you're
gonna
good.
You'll take over at your point. So I'm playing Forza Motorsports just because I like racing games and like whatever. Georgia, stop. But no, so I'm doing my thing and I'm doing races. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a Team Suck race car, and I did make this like 5-minute paint for one. I'm like I took a picture and sent it to everyone. I said, "Casual, I sent it to you." And Casual's immediate response was, "Oh, your dick pic?" To which I replied, "Oh yeah, of course." And we had someone watching the multi-stream that didn't know it was a joke.
Yeah,
it's so good.
And then what was better is it went on. I forget what brought it up again, but it was something about like splitting up the games or something like that. And then all of a sudden, it was like I was then upset because it was like, no, you just didn't send your dick pic in enough time. And it was just like, and again, everyone just stopped, and it was like, yes.
See, and then my immediate response was, because I'm the kind of person, especially if I know it's a joke, you fire at me with some vinegar, I'm gonna fire back. My immediate response was, yeah, I stopped sending them because you let mine slip out and you sent it to someone else. And so now it's just
this is gonna escalate too.
Cut to some random night, when I was just cooking dinner and then came over to my couch, was like, oh, they're in VC, I'll join in. And then I jump into some random argument about like, well, you sent my dick pics out. And I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me, I missed something.
It's so good.
It's great, I love it.
We're just slowly escalating it.
It has.
This will be a good time capsule for when like down the road we're still just doing random streams and there's just all of these inside jokes that are only going to make half sense because it's escalated so much since then. See, I think that's why I like streaming, and I like streaming with you guys so much, is you get a lot of these like random moments where it's like, you're not going to be worried about editing it down. We're not trying to go for, an hour and a half to try and make, a 20-minute video. And, I like looking back on a lot of it. And I think a lot of the really good moments, and I think why things like the highlights are going to work so well, is you look at it and you go, here's just this unfiltered moment of all of these friends who came from, completely different backgrounds. And just some of the weirdest stuff that happens, and that's, and there's still plenty of wholesome conversations that happen, but,
there are. And
oh yeah, I think these will definitely be like really good time capsules of our friendship, like you're saying, to look back on.
Yeah.
And like seeing our friendship grow, especially like with you, Casual, since you did come in kind of later, like as far as like us knowing each other. And I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, technically, Casual, like you and I's first conversation is recorded because we did a test podcast before doing like official episodes.
Oh yeah, I guess that
will ever come out. It might at some point, I don't know, or we'll never see the light of day. We'll see. But it was me, Casual, and Egg, And that was technically the first time I had ever spoken to Casual. So
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy that our like first real conversation is recorded. Like that's the start of our friendship.
Yeah, it was. I remember that. It was so funny where I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna jump in on this podcast. Like, I'm good at talking, but I have no idea. Like, if you've ever watched me stream or you've ever talked to me, you know that I have like no filter.
Yeah.
And I will
It's
literally
honestly
just, I
amazing.
will throw it out there. And I love causing chaos in whatever
It's so
conversation.
good.
It's great. I love
It's
it.
what I
So I'm
aspire to
like-
be.
Honestly.
It takes lots of practice, but and lots of
I'm
brain
trying.
damage from. But
That too.
oh yeah, don't want to practice that part too much. But the it's so weird for me sometimes going into like these situations where I'm like, I know I'm gonna be around these people for like an extended period of time. Like, I always have this initial buffer of like, okay, how far can I go without these people going, I'm out of here, bye. Like, I don't know
I'm the
what
same
sort
way.
of drugs you're
gotta-
on, but get
Yeah.
away from
You've
me.
got quite a bit of ways of pushing if you're gonna try to test the limit with us, my dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm the
I
same way,
figured
but
that out
also
pretty
I have
quick.
like zero boundaries. So like it takes
Mhm.
so much to actually ever push me or like annoy me to a point where I'll actually be upset in any way.
I don't know
So,
if any of us
Works
ever
great.
have done that to you.
And I feel like
No, I don't think so.
I feel like stuff like that, like the fact that we can push each other so far and we're still like knowing it's a joke or knowing that
Yeah.
we're not trying to be like
Yeah.
hurtful. It plays into the fact that I forget how like short I've known you guys or how like I've only actually
Same.
met a few of
Yeah.
you.
It's been
Like,
less than
I
a
met-
like.
It's
I
only
met
been a few
Casual.
months.
Yeah, I met Casual like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
The other night, like we were having this great discussion off camera, just in one of the servers on Discord we hang out in, and me and Cash were just going off about like how family is like the chosen family is the best, and how everyone's like. So, it was just like this wholesome conversation, and it's like,
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
I've known this person for like 2 months.
Yeah.
This is
It's
amazing.
great.
I love
Yeah.
them so much. I love everyone that like this whole dream team suck.
Aw.
Most
Yeah.
people in it I love so much because we get along so well.
Yeah.
I'm on the exact same page as you. Yeah. Like I think we all mesh really well. And like you said, as far as being able to push each other pretty far, I think that works because there is that kind of base level of security there where we can be comfortable saying pretty much anything to each other and know it's not gonna set someone off or
It's
rock the
great.
boat or
Half the time, Cole and I are
Oh.
just throwing
Yeah,
insults
our
back and
Oh,
forth at
same.
each
I mean,
other.
the amount of
Like-
times I tell Cole I hate him or to fuck off, like in one day, is staggering. But
Yeah.
See,
like,
me and
he
Schmear's conversation.
knows it's out of love.
Me and Schmear's conversation will go like, Schmear will say something, I'll say something snarky. Schmear will hurl an insult, I'll hurl an insult back. Then it immediately goes from insult to, I love you, Cole. I love you too, Schmear.
It's so cute. I
We're
love
like
watching
this
it happen.
really weird dysfunctional family, and I love it so
Oh, yeah.
much.
I
And-
love
and I
you
hope
guys'
people pick
relationship
up
so
on
much.
I really hope that people too, because it's like, you know, it's too often anymore you see people, you know, just taking things way too seriously. Like it's not even
Yeah.
like, hey, we're hurling insults at each other, and then someone just takes it way too personally. Like I'm the king of taking things that people say personally, like in my professional life, or like just I for whatever reason, like just in my professional life, that's always been something that I've just been like, okay, like why would you say that? Like that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like for whatever reason, coming in here and it's just like literally like stuff, like I'll just think of something and it'll either already be typed out or I'll have already said it. I'm like the king of saying random stuff in voice chat that makes no sense.
It's honestly amazing though. Like
I love it.
Yeah.
it's what makes talking to you so fun.
You'll just say something and everyone will just go silent for like 5 seconds and then just start laughing.
It's great.
We should get a running counter of the amount of times I've either killed Schmear or Cole and they've had to like step away from the mic. Like, it seems to be happening more and more regularly.
Off the charts.
Yeah.
Anytime someone breaks me, it's a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Broken Cole's like my favorite, when we can get him to laugh so hard that he like can barely breathe and he like leans away from his mic, and then it'll be like a minute later we'll be moved on to a different topic and you'll still just hear Cole kind of gasping in the background. Like, that's my favorite. We can get him to laugh that hard. Good.
Listen, if you're laughing that hard, then you're having a good night. And if you do ever need a laugh, you ever need people to talk to, we're not just here for us. We're here for, we're here for you. If you're listening to this and you need some sort of crazy dysfunctional family to laugh with, come laugh at us. That's, we all may be good at video games. We're all good at our own things. We say really weird shit sometimes.
We really do.
You take it outside of the context.
Mine are just bad. Everything I say is bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why I talk sometimes. Just
what is it?
Yikes.
The other day, it was yesterday, day before yesterday. I put in one of the text chats we have for like our internal server. I just uttered the phrase, "I'm the glow stick cowboy. What am I doing with my life?"
Like, I love reading that too, because I'm like,
I was crying when I read that. So good. Sure.
That's just
I didn't know what that meant. I had zero context, but I was here for it.
And that's, I feel like out of, to kind of bring everything back around to, taking care of yourself and, having those fun moments. Because I know as life goes on, you don't always necessarily get those fun moments of like burning the tree in the backyard. You're not gonna always have like the burn parties with your friends, and things do change, like whether it's your job or whether it's how you celebrate whatever it is that's going on in your life, or honestly, like the animals in your life. Like, all of those things will change because change is inevitable.
Yeah.
But the family that you have around you and the people that you have around you can make that so much better.
Absolutely.
So, even if, so like if you're ever at a place where you need people like that in your life and you just need a good laugh, I feel like that's something that we bring to the world is, we can do that, like, as a team.
Definitely feels good to like at least think that we're contributing to something.
Yeah. And I mean, we're all,
whatever way we can.
The thing is, I feel like it helps. We're all real people. Like, we've had people that they didn't have the best childhoods. We've had people that have had terrible relationships. We've had people that have had terrible friendships. We've had people that have found out that rock bottom has a basement. But we still can come together.
That one cavern that's under that.
Yeah, and like we can all come together and like laugh, and we can bring a good atmosphere that we want you guys to be a part of. Like, if you're listening to this, we want you to be laughing with us.
Absolutely,
It's, look, come in and have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, surround yourself with people and friends that make you feel good. I mean, part of self-love is putting people in your life that make you feel like you can love yourself. And it's really good to find that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. It's all about taking care of yourself too.
Yeah.
Well, make you feel love one weird, kind of creepy sentence at a time.
Absolutely.
we have our part one.
We do. We have, look, you have to throw those in to balance out the random sexual innuendos and just off the wall fucking comments that nobody understands.
Absolutely.
There has to be a balance.
We got the whole roster here. Genuine moments and plenty of innuendos and just random crazy shit that means nothing, but we'll laugh at for way too long.
And you know what? And honestly, especially if you're listening to this now, whenever you're listening to this, and to us, because I know I'll come back and listen to this, I genuinely hope that that us and, everyone who's going to come in, because, this community isn't about just those of us. You get to hear our voices and, you get to see us on stream. It's about everybody. you know, and I hope that it continues to grow in a way that we can have an awesome community, because you see so many of them just get, you know, overrun and toxic at any certain point. And it goes all the way back to the beginning of history. So, you know, that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it, you know, a fun community where, you know, your family.
Yeah.
You know, if you're listening to this, if you're having fun with us.
Yeah, positivity and love's always going to be at our core.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, like, honestly, like, I know one of the things, kind of moving on to what I know is coming up, I'm actually going to a convention coming up here in a little bit. Lee's going to be joining me for that, which is going to be fucking awesome. Super excited for it. And we're gonna be doing a vlog for that, and I'm still planning on going to visit Georgia, so you get to see her in the vlog too. And obviously many more. If I can talk right now, fucking Christ, there will be many more vlogs to come too. And you know, I know for me personally, for casual, if you see me and you've ever seen anything that I do, or fuck it, if you just want to hug, dude, come on up.
Yeah.
Like, dude, life is too short. So even if you're not comfortable hugging strangers, you know, hug somebody, hug your cat, because cats are awesome. Hug your pets.
Hell yeah.
Hug your pets.
And hug
freaking, if you don't like to hug other living things, just like hug a tree. Oh, trees are
there you go.
Hug like a door frame or a wall.
Yeah.
Just hug everything. Live life to its fullest.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day,
song I've been listening to.
Hug the ground.
Hug yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that every night as I cry myself to sleep. So
one of my new favorite songs I listen to, like, on my way to work and stuff as recent, is like, the main chorus line is just "Ain't never too old to die young," and I'm like, that's how you should live your life.
Yeah.
You're never too old to die young.
Oh yeah. No, agreed. And it's, again, kind of going back to that theme that's been woven a bit throughout here of, you know, taking care of yourself, with whether it's the memories that you have of the holidays, or the memories that you have of your animals, or your current situation with however it's going. Make sure at the end of the day that you can give yourself a hug and it'll be good.
Yeah.
And if you need a little bit of help from friends, Team Sucks here for you.
Absolutely. I love all you guys. I love everyone listening, and any future people that will be around and in our lives. Love you guys too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's going to about do it for episode 4. Thank you, everyone, for joining tonight. Been fun. Trying to keep these at a reasonable length. Otherwise, we could probably go on week, and we just don't have time to do that. Or, you know, the recording space, because, you know, shout out to recording limits. But make sure to tune in next time, because who knows what we'll be sucking then. Love you guys.